Hi. So Silent Hill F is making the rounds. The images from the game is making the rounds mainly because Silent Hill F will be releasing soon in Japan. There are some conversations that are being had about censorship and things like that, and people are bothered by it. But instead of actually dismissing it as just degeneracy or anything like that, I actually want to have that conversation because here's the thing. There's actually an interesting conversation and multiple viewpoints to be had about this. And if you're willing to have that conversation, if you're actually mature, if you call yourself a mature person and are capable of having mature discussions, we can have a full-on conversation about this. There's a good discussion to be had here. So let's start with the beginning. This is a shot from Silent Hill F. The main character is falling, and it is revealed that instead of showing underwear, there is a black void. Now, a lot of games have been featuring this, and I don't know what exactly is the point, because I mean, it's underwear. It's a normal thing. It's whatever. Personally, I'm like, I have seen it all. I have 2 children of my own. I've been married for almost 10 years now. I've seen women in various states of undress. And it's just normal bullshit. And I've seen things like this in games. I'm like, well, this, honestly, when I look at things like this looks more taboo to me. It's only when things like this are done to where it makes me believe that this is kind of dwelling into fetish material. This seems more fetish-like and kind of creepy than actually showing underwear. And the reason why I say that is because it kind of, there's this level of taboo here. It's like, it's almost looks like the depiction of a 15-year-old's just idea of what's underneath the skirt if they've never seen, or like some horny 15-year-old is imagining this. Looks, this void. Anything could be under there. It's enticing. I wonder, can I be in that void? This is the creepy shit that I assume people are thinking about when you show stuff like this or whatever. If you are too afraid to show underwear or too afraid to like show girls in bikinis and stuff like that, I tend to believe that you were on that Frollo life. So like, you're whipping yourself continually, trying to push back those sexual urges because you can't contain yourself. It's just absurd. It's almost absurd to a comical level, and that's how I feel about that situation. Also, you have to consider that this game is a rated mature game, 17 plus. So people who are 17 and over normally can handle seeing underwear. I mean, an R-rated movie is like 17 or 18, right? And most horror movies that I've seen, as somebody who, my parents couldn't find a babysitter, so I got drug into a lot of horror movies, like growing up. So I've seen Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. I've seen Mausoleum, which is a really kind of cheesy B horror movie. I've seen a lot of those types of movies that were just kind of like not necessarily for people my age, but after seeing a lot of that stuff, like I was one of the earliest people that actually knew what a naked woman looked like before anybody knew. And I was the coolest kid on the block. But people, an M-rated game or whatever, like I don't really see that being a problem there. I understand certain people are like, that's a teenage girl, I shouldn't be looking at those. But unless you're intentionally looking at that shit, that's on you. That's really that's all on you, brother. Like, it's. Besides, most of the time when people play these games, they're playing the games in the comfort of their own home, unless they're streaming it or whatever. So in the comfort of your own home, who the fuck cares? Well, nobody's gonna judge you, whatever. But when you're on the Twitter timeline and you're making a big stink about this and you're making a whole ordeal, it is really sketchy to me because it leads me to believe that you have some shit that you got going on. And it leads me to believe that performative purity is some form of admission of guilt. the average person doesn't give a shit. If a woman falls over and you see underwear, the average normal person with average normal morals is going to help that person up. I usually am the type that I'm like, avert my gaze in public, because I always joke about the type of person that I am, but in real life, I'm probably a lot more chivalrous than I let on. So let's get back to this. Silent Hill F is censored, non-binary, and good luck with pandering to the modern audience. All right, nah, I'm all for no censorship, but she's a teen, and also it's been a thing forever. It's been in most games unless they're trying to sell the game using sexiness, which this isn't. I'm not saying there's no censorship, but this isn't it. See, the problem is that now that it's been in most games, and mainly Bandai Namco games have been a big proponent of doing this, especially in games like Fairy Tail, especially in games like, I think My Hero Academia does it as well. I don't necessarily think that it's the fact that it's been going on forever. It's just been tolerated for a long time. It's been something that has been done, but who are you really doing this for? I think I find that the censorship of that just to be weirder than actually like it being there in the first place. The F mystery in the name has been solved. I'm all for having uncensored media, but bros arguing for this isn't the play. The main characters in this game is said to be 12 to 15 years old. Additionally, it's not censorship if it was never intended to be in the game. Also, why do you want to see up a schoolgirl skirt? They're doing the Black Void thing. I wasn't planning on buying it anyway, though I did plan to watch someone playing it to see how it is. Is the Japanese version different? Fucking stupid. I hate censorship. How the fuck do we let this happen to our hobby? I feel like this didn't need to be announced. The fact that it tells me whoever caused the buzz about this is only doing it for drama. I bet the pre-order deluxe outfit comes with underwear. That would be hilarious. I don't think this is the win you think it is. You're admitting you're upset you can't look up a 13 to 15 year old. You can't even determine the age of the girl. I'm ranging it somewhere between 13 and 15 years of age. And she looks like she's a high school student, honestly. It's just interesting that we went from a lot of these fan servicey things that have existed in media for, I would say, all the way up to the 2010s is when the void shot actually started. And now people are saying, well, they've been doing this for a while and nobody spoke up on this, so it's okay. But that's another thing that you really should be questioning. Like, you want to see panties? No, I want people to actually not freak the fuck out if there is possibly panty shots in a game. You want to see up girls' skirts? No, not really. But if a character fell over and there's panties actually in the shot, I wouldn't think of it as a sexual thing. I think that's even more questionable. Why are you looking at panties as a sexual thing? Why is that considered a sexual situation? There's a level of context that has to exist in these things too. There's a level of context that has to exist in sexual situations and horror. There's a level of context that has to exist in a lot of things. But it's just really, really kind of making me wonder about the people that are like having conversations in this thread. So it doesn't end here, by the way. I love when anti-woke accounts accidentally reveal what they mean by wokeness as them being prevented from sexualizing children. Why is a character falling over and like revealing panties sexualizing children? Why are you looking at them sexually? Really making me question, is the Black Void thing for you guys? Because it's one of those things where it turns you guys on and you secretly don't want to let it on, that's turning you on. If you read between the lines and actually see what people are saying, it really kind of makes me wonder, like, y'all are fucked. Y'all are severely fucked here. We shouldn't have to deal with censorship in an 18 plus game whose franchise has constantly dealt with the subject of abuse and sexual themes. Even so, since the game has otherwise no issue showing all the violence thrusted upon her from the very first release trailer, which is true. Doesn't she get beheaded in the trailer or whatever, or some shit like that happens, or like just a lot of other really fucked up shit? And that really kind of, that adds another layer to that conversation. This is some like real deep-seated shit. Like, Freud would have a field day with a lot of these people. You don't understand. I need to see a little girl's panties, okay? This is an adult game for mature adults, and therefore I need to be able to look up a girl's skirt. So you put a void there, which brings a lot more attention to that area of their body than the panties would have. I think it's really fucking wild. I like Dreadsnall's response to that. Well, yes, I'm perfectly capable of looking at a pixelated fake underwear without acting like a hormonal chimp because I'm an adult. Are you not? Because that's kind of the point. It's like, bro, what's wrong with y'all? Again, this is some real interesting shit. It's if you really read between the lines and look at what people are saying, you really start to understand, like, there's some people out here, especially on Twitter, they got some fucking issues. And I wouldn't be surprised if you fucking caught them in some weird situation looking at some weird stuff. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me for this. I'll see you next boss fight. Yeesh. Yikes, as the kids say.